I'm making this video just to share my current experience of getting a PCC done while I was in India. I was working in US a couple of years back, and for the purposes of Canadian express entry application, as you must be aware by this stage that you need to get a PCC done for any place you've stayed more than 6 months. I was little intimidated by the process in the beginning, and I was not sure how it will be done. I searched the internet. There were many service providers who were trying to do this, and they were charging like around 10,000, 12,000 rupees, and the whole process seemed to be quite intimidating. But I went with the flow, and I tried to self-learn some of the things, and I just wish to share my experience with all of you, where you can speed up the process yourself. You don't need to waste your time on unnecessary things, and you might as well end up saving up quite a good amount of money. The whole process took me around 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. So the first step is you go to this URL, which is mentioned on the I took it from Canadian IRCC website itself. So it's a pretty it's a right way to go about it. You try using only Internet Explorer or Mozilla, because Chrome doesn't work on this site. Chrome doesn't work with this, or neither does Safari. So I ended up wasting 2 days because of just sheerly this knowledge. You got to firstly enter your email. I actually have entered my email already, so I'm just using a different email address. You get this kind of email at the very instant, and you have to use this particular. You have to keep this email handy during the entire process, and this and the PIN code you will get. So you fill the entire form and everything as per your own particulars, and if you have a social security number, do make sure you fill in that as well. And the form is pretty simple. If you are most of us would I mean the people who are residing in India currently, Indian citizens, they are neither of the two, and country of residence, country of citizenship, everything happens to be India in our case. And if you have to select a race, I selected Asian in this particular column. Height measurements, whatever your current measurements are, eye color, even though there are always a little bit of variations. Someone would say it's black, someone would say brown, but just go with your hunch. There is not too much to be reading into the eye color and hair color column, because I was not sure of mine either, and I just went with whatever is the color that I felt most flexible with. So no, sorry, I'm not bald, but black. And then reason for is live, travel, or work in a foreign country. I think this is pretty much what it would be. And then take care of filling this form properly, specifically the address, and then take care of whatsoever you want it to be. You provide your full address here, your phone number, and you go on to the next column. Choose yes, yes, yes here. Then they come to your fingerprint card. So you have they will send you this particular email address, mailing address in your email as well, but doesn't hurt if you want to copy it down and note it somewhere. So And the next step would be to actually make the payment. And once you fill all of the above particulars, you will click on this link, proceed to payment. You'll be directed to an external link, and then the fees is $18. You will be getting this kind of email confirmation with your name, with your order number, payment verification code, and the address which I was mentioning. You will get in your email anyways. And after that, the next step is you need to download this particular fingerprint form from the website. And sorry, this is the actual form you would need to fill, and I'll just quickly go through the form. Signature of the residence, you need to I actually used the website I love PDF to edit the PDF document, and I typed in everything on my own. And then signature, residence, employer name, signature of official taking fingerprints. I left it blank because I was taking it myself. Reason fingerprinted, I mentioned it, immigration to Canada. And then last name, first name. This portion needs to be blank. Date of birth, place of birth. All these forms, just as you must have filled in the earlier email link we went through. So you can keep this blank. No need to fill OCA, FBI number, armed forces, nothing. Yes, do if you have a social security number, I think that will definitely help. I filled in my entire social security number. And then you have to take the fingerprints. I'll go through the how to take fingerprinting in the next part of the video. So the form is pretty simple. However, if you have any queries regarding how to fill the form, or if I forgot to cover something, please mention it on the comments below, and I'll try my best to resolve your queries if there are any. And thereafter, once you fill the form, I'll show you how to take the fingerprints in the next part of the video. You have to send it to the address that is mentioned. Kindly, I chose DHL to send my courier, and the cost was roughly around 4,000 or 3,900 rupees something. But I chose something that was within tracking and something that reached them within 4 days. So I chose a very expedited mode of delivery, which in hindsight must have not been necessary. But go with your hunch. If you want to choose DHL, doesn't hurt. Couple of bucks extra just to make sure it reaches as fast as possible, and you get a fingerprint signature back that yes, someone has actually received it. So it took me around total of 7 to 10 days. I got my nomination on 11th, filled the form and sent it on 14th, I think, and it reached them on the 18th. So they started processing it. I did panic whether it reached the right address or not, whether they have gotten it in the correct way or not, whether the fingerprints were right or wrong or not. But it takes around 4 to 5 business working days for them to process, and then the confirmation email of the receipt came through. So it looks like this, that they have actually received your fingerprint card, and it will be processed in the order date which it was received. So and they will be giving your fingerprint order number as well. And luckily for me, just within the next I would say few hours of getting the confirmation request, I got the confirmation that my request has been processed, and I can download my PCC from the link that was originally provided. So this is pretty much it. It's a pretty easy process.